a mighty long time. I felt like giving up, thought I would lose my mind. The road's been rough, y'all. The hill's been hard to climb, but I'll keep on pressing.
Hey, you got it, you got it, you got it. Guess what? That's the one thing I love about this show. It's the real show. Somebody say, hey, it's your girl, Pastor Angela Johnson. Of course, I am one sister to another. Hey, it's your girl. And we're here with all of my celebrity hosts. Did y'all hear what I just said? I'm here today on Intellectual Radio with some celebrity hosts. It's one sister to another team and some brothers. Did y'all hear what I just said? So it's not just one sister to another, but it's one sister to another and some brothers. And look, they're always doing their own thing, so I have to let them kind of chill a little bit, and then we're going to get them on the mics for you guys. But I am so amazingly proud. I'm excited about being here on these microphones again. This is my second time this year because, of course, I only do the special editions. So we're doing them every month. At the end of the month, you don't have to ask G-Ma. You don't have to ask your granddad. You already know to synchronize your watches and be listening to your girl, one sister to another, Intellectual Radio, iHeart Radio station every month. At the end of the month, last Monday of the month, you already know you're going to hang out with me, okay? So listen, I'm glad to be your ride home. I call it the other ride home because Romy Rome will be in here at about, 5 o'clock. Actually, he'll be in here when Earl will be twirling his thumb. Come on here. Angie, you got to wrap it up and bring it on out of here. And so he's going to be coming in here at about 5 o'clock. Mr. Rome is going to be coming in the place. But I want you all to go get your leaders. Call them up and say, hey, leader, what you doing? Tell them to tune in to IntellectualRadio.com. Pastor Angela Johnson is on the radio. I'm on the radio and I'm your other right home. Listen to this. We do want to make sure that we are letting you know that we are covered by Everything Moves Promoting and Consulting. Vending is our business. If you want your event to come along and be able to, you want to deliver a good quality event, but you do not want your pastor to be mad at you after it's all over because you spent all the church money, you may want to get with me because I do not believe in deficits. My team knows I do not believe in deficits. I believe in being able to walk away with something so we're able to not only bless that facility that we use, but also bless the leaders who we are, of course, trying to help. Listen at this. This coming, of course, let me start here, and then we're going to go to our first break, and then I'm going to bring on my celebrity guest. On yesterday was Sunday, right? Let's say yes, on yesterday, we were privy to minister the word for our church, but on Saturday, we were privy to lay down the first half of that thing, which was Queen of Queens. We were able to minister, y'all, a gospel word to the Masons and the Eastern Stars. And evidently, whatever the Lord has me share is relevant and it's important because they've been inviting me now for 4 consecutive years. And I gave the charge on last year at the big event with the Masons and the Eastern Stars, but we were able to go on Saturday to Markham and share with, of course, your, I forgot the name of the group, Umoji Group and Faith chapters, where we were able to share. Queen of Queens was the theme of their event on this year, and so it was exciting. So of course my husband uses this time of the month or year when I go preach. He says, well, you know what, you got to give us that word. So I called it a remix yesterday at church. I'm a preacher, you know. I don't know what makes me 24 years I've been out here doing this, as a matter of fact, just so y'all know, I'm relevant, been out here, and I just didn't start by grabbing a mic. In fact, I was in our backyard, and the little boys next door were members of High Mountain. Y'all probably know that church, High Mountain. I think it was Pastor Jordan at the time. And these little guys, they would always want me to pray. And I told them, I'm not getting on my knees and hurt my knees, guys. Y'all gonna have to do the praying. But when they would get up, I would tell them, look, get back down. Now, God ain't heard none you said. I told him, I said, I'm the pastor of this church over here on Congress Parkway, so I'm letting y'all know. But at any rate, look, 24 years, the Lord has allowed us to carry this great gospel, and for that we are grateful. So I decided to celebrate right here at Intellectual Radio, at the Intellectual Radio studio. So y'all, we got treats. Yes, I did. I made y'all little desserts. I did. I was like, they don't need no Krispy Kreme, so I made them some desserts. and I kind of brought them food, but the guys stopped on their way over here because they're double duty guys. I've got the guys from TTLO in the house with me today, and I am so excited, of course, because this is one sister to another. Hey, want to make sure I tell you all this too, really quick. This coming Friday, going to be with Pipes Ministries and their women retreat. They're going to be celebrating Beauty for Ashes, and we're going to bring the keynote address on Friday night. And then on Saturday, we're going to see the movie that's getting all the pub. And it's not, what's the new movie? One of the new movies that came out this weekend.
Beauty and the Beast.
It's Beauty and the Beast. I don't know how you know, Pastor Parks, but that's what's getting the pub. We're going to see Beauty and the Beast. Unlimited food, and they're going to give us two extra. Did you hear that? I'm telling you, Beauty and the Beast, we're going to see it. So at any rate, one of our guests has not arrived yet, but that's okay. I want to do this real quick before we go to our first commercial break. And so I decided that I wanted the guys who have been hanging with me for the last couple of weeks to come back, sit at these helms, and of course, help me to host and talk about some things. Today's theme is based upon a quote that our pastor, Lisette Hurton, is always quoting at our church. And of course, that is this: today is a gift from God. And what you do today is your gift back to him. So I thought to theme the show today. 24 years we've been carrying this great gospel. It's not ours, Pastor Parks and Elder Dana. It's not ours, so we can't charge for it because it's not ours. Right. He's given me the ability through him, through the anointing of God, to carry this great gospel. And for that, I am so amazingly proud. And so, of course, I had some notes for my show today, and of course my first guest is not here, but it's all right. I'm privileged today to celebrate 24 years of ministry and sharing these great platforms with some of the world's, I said this earlier, didn't I? The world's greatest gifts, and they are in some way, and in some way you guys are representing today, me today. You're representing me. Why do I say that? Because of this right here. Because of course, Elder Pastor, on so many levels, carrier of this great gift, willing to assure and ensure this gospel is dispensed with integrity and character, tried and tested are the authentically rooted and grounded platforms he stands on. Welcome, Dana L. King, TTLO. Tell the folk how I think.
Hey, y'all.
He gets tickled about his twin. I'm his twin. Pastor Cornelius, I've been here. You tripping. Passion drives me. I'm doing the work. What? Welcome, First Bethel's giant in God, Pastor Cornelius Parks is in the room.
That be me.
Listen at this. Job grind.
Giant.
Silent representative. That's what I'm saying. I want to hear you on this mic today. Job grind. Silent representative. Make it do what it do. And you don't know me like that, but I'm the reason this brand is strengthened and looks as if it's progressing. Priority wise. Can we get on? Yeah. I am relevant. Elder Lisette Hurton, CEO of Job Grind, director of GLGW.org. Say hi to the people.
Hey, how are you?
And of course, welcome you guys to, of course, the One Sister to Another show, and you're not strangers. So we're going to get it like we get it. But listen, how about we take a break and we're going to make sure all of our, of course, mediums are out there working and the folk know that we're here. IntellectualRadio.com. Of course, y'all know who I am. One Sister to Another, the show with information, inspiration, and godly revelation. We'll be right back. Happy anniversary to me.
I felt like giving up. Thought I would lose my mind. The road's been rough, y'all. The hill's been hard to climb. But I'll keep on pressing. I'll continue to strive. I've come too far to turn around. I'm on my mission, and I won't be bound. So I can't stop. I can't stop, y'all. Won't stop. I won't stop. Turn around. Won't turn around. Can't stop. I won't stop. Turn around. I've had some people who's left my side. I've got some enemies who have tried to break my stride. I'm gonna keep pressing toward the mark to get my pride.
am back. I'm back. It's your girl, one sister to another, and we are back with my celebrity host, Pastor Parks, Lisette Hurton. Come on here, and the doctor, Elder Dana L. King of TTLO is in the house. Let's talk, guys. Let's talk. Real talk. Can we talk? It's all right if we talk. Listen, so as I was before mentioning Pastor Parks, I was talking about how this weekend, y'all, something that you guys do, TTLO, when you start off your shows. I noticed that this weekend, Beauty and the Beast is wiping everything out. Come on, Power Rangers. I don't know what they did, but my grown kid went to go see Power Rangers. That is done. Oh, you don't know nothing about Beauty and the Beast? That's okay if you don't know nothing about it, but I'm telling y'all, they're the ones that's making the money this weekend. How about that? They're making the money.
What?
You can't say nothing. Okay.
Last time I came on, we was talking about looks, and we doing it again.
You got in trouble again?
No.
Or
actually, he's talking about you and this Beauty and the Beast.
Oh.
Beauty and the Beast. You know, last time I was on,
Right, you were in
we
trouble.
was talking about a beautiful African American woman.
I love the way you just said that.
Just see, you can stop right there and you be good.
No, I said, and now today we're talking about Beauty and the Beast.
Okay, then we'll just forget it then. I thought maybe we could keep the show on. Okay, but can we talk about this then? Can we talk about this before we go into our theme today, of course, which is, what are you doing with your gift? How about this? Obama cares. Come on, talk to me about that. Obama cares. Did y'all hear what? 45. Number 40. Because number 44 is chilling in the cutting. Come on.
Yeah, but
that's how you my husband used to say, and when you go in them churches, you don't spend no long time. You pull that pin and you drop the bomb. I think Obama dropped the bomb on you dropped a bomb on me. Baby. Yes, I did. I just stepped out of the anointing to say that. But you all talk, so what do you think the word on the street is, you guys, about why? And then, of course, Dana, please share with everybody who you are, where you're from, and maybe you could share something that you're passionate about.
Okay, real quick. I'm Dana King, host of Taking Limits Off Radio, also a member of Kingdom Missionary Baptist Church, associate minister over there. Been doing it we're about to be celebrating our 3rd year anniversary coming up in 2 weeks for TTLO. Yeah, it's going to be the 3rd anniversary. Yeah, so big things. Been doing it for a while, man, and this right now it is the one thing I am passionate about. I'm passionate about this place that God has placed me in right now, and it's something I did not expect, didn't have any idea that this is where it would end up, and it's just been great, man. It's brought me into the presence of some amazing people, yourself included. And even the guy down there on the end, but it's put me in the presence of some amazing people. So it's just a privilege to be able to do it and to talk to so many people every week. Is 3 days a week actually is just amazing. So it's great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
but
cool.
Beauty and the Beast and Power Rangers, no,
you ain't trying to hear all that.
no. Holler at me in November if you do a show in November. Then I'll be here for that show, but I need to be here by myself for that one.
Lisette.
That's Justice League.
Oh my God. So that's TTLO you guys just heard. Of course, we got Job Grind in the house that makes it do what it do. She's the executive producer of One Sister to Another, and also our organizational director for Greater Love, Greater Works, and she is the CEO of her own company, which is Job Grind.
Yes. I wear a lot of hats. Yeah, thanks for reminding me, Pastor Angela. Hi, everybody. This is your girl, Lisette Hurton, and yes, I am the founder and CEO of Job Grind, and I'm here to represent. First of all, I want to say congratulations on 24 years of ministry. God has really did some phenomenal things in your life, and I'm just so happy to be here.
And I'm happy that you're here. Pastor Parks, because Lisette don't do a lot of talking, but when she do, come on here. When she grab that thing, she gonna run with it. But go ahead.
What we doing?
I want you to introduce who you are. Tell us where your church is, Pastor Parks.
My name is
I love him for this.
Pastor Cornelius Parks.
Yeah.
That'd be me. 746 East 70th. I'm getting a Charlie horse. 746 East 75th Street, First Bethel. We located on the southeast side. My sister Angela, we just concluded our 60th year church anniversary.
That's what I was following.
Thank God it's over.
Wow.
Yeah, but to God be the glory.
So with that in mind, it's going to take us, that's our segue right into where we're going to go. So of course, before we went to our first commercial break, I was sharing that Pastor Rob gives us a quote on Sundays, most Sundays, and he says this: today is a gift from God. And what you do, I want y'all to hear this, and what you do today is your gift back to him. And so I thought to theme my 24th year anniversary, coinciding, of course, or tied in with Wants Us to Another's special edition show, with the theme of what are you doing with the gift? I wish I could tell you all that I was just talking about getting in a pulpit preaching, because Dana, what I've noticed about you, and I just, when did we meet, Dana? How did we meet?
I don't even remember.
I don't either. Isn't that something?
That's bad, dude.
Don't even remember. But I know I was a guest on your show.
You know what it was? I reached out to you you had did something on this show. And it wasn't too long after you had interviewed Father Flaker.
Okay, cool.
And I reached out to you, and that's how we
connected, and then I came in on Saturday.
And stuck everything.
So that being said, Dana, one of the things I mentioned about you is that you are authentically involved in ministry. Now let us break that down.
Okay.
Ministry about men, not just some. I was going to say joker. I don't know what that's that's a church cuss word. Y'all know that, right? Like foot. Yeah. But ministry being about men, the ministry of men, and so you are one of the people, I believe, Dana, who I followed and listened to, who truly believe that it's not just about me being able to obtain a nice car and a nice suit, but it's about men. And so not only that, but I believe you all, what are you doing with your gift? It's not just about preaching in a pulpit. Talk to me. I believe it's about making sure whatever the call is, you all individually sit in your own cause, whatever it is, that you do your very best. And then even you find branches to that. Go ahead.
I don't think that any of us are called just to stand in the pulpit and preach.
That's what I want to talk about.
I don't think, and I always go back to scriptures, because you only see Jesus preaching in the tabernacle twice.
Hey, come on.
The rest of his ministry was out in the street, and that's where I believe we're supposed to be. I don't think and don't get me wrong, it's been a while since I preached, but I enjoy preaching in the pulpit, but I prefer actually touching the people. I prefer going to where the people are, because you can't. Sunday morning, you get 25 to 30 minutes. Bible study, you get an hour. But you can go out, and Pastor Parks knows this even better than myself. It's nothing like being out and actually being able to press the flesh of the people and have them come back and be able to have a conversation back and forth with people. Because we were having a conversation at lunch a few minutes ago about churches, and how at some churches it's hard to even have conversation with the pastor when the church is over with.
Why is that?
It depends. It depends on a situation. Some people have some crazy folk in the world, so they're real protective of their pastor. Others are too big to come and talk to the people. Depends. It depends. I ain't saying nothing about nobody. I'm just saying that's just the way it is. But I think it's necessary. The thing that the reason Jesus' message spread the way it was because he was where the people were. Absolutely. And it wasn't always in the best possible places.
Absolutely.
If he wanted church folk, he would have preached in the tabernacle where the Pharisees and the Sadducees was. But he chose to go into the street where everybody was. So I'm sure people probably was talking about Jesus because he was always somewhere where they thought he had no business.
And so what's your add in? That is excellent. That's excellent. Definitely. It makes me wonder at times about why is it that, I think I talk to you often about this, Lisette, why is it that we are always in the church preaching to church people? Where are the pimp players, baby ladies?
Oh, Jesus.
Where are they? They don't want Jesus.
The pimp players and the baby layers are in the church too.
Come on.
But I'm gonna just say it like this.
Help us.
I'm just gonna say it like this though. I truly believe that your life is a ministry. Some people are they like staying in the church because sometimes they're hung up on titles. They like performing. And they like, it's comfortable. But when you're actually called to And then it's another thing, you might be one way in the church and another way in the street, and then you don't, it doesn't coincide. But for me personally, my life is a ministry. So that means that anytime that I walk, any encounter from, just saying hello to a person in the morning or not, going off on someone who's being rude to you, it's still a form of your ministry. It's still part of the process. And, that's one of the things that a lot of people, who are Christians have to understand. You have to merge that lifestyle. It has to be a holistic aspect to that. It can't just be ministry in the church, and then when I'm out, then it's about this, that, and the other. I do it in my job, my business, my family, at my church, and everywhere I go. That's my ministry. So it's not isolated to just the church.
Wow. Pastor Parks. So based upon what I think I'm hearing Elder Dana and Lisette say, is that we need to be great representatives of the gift. Today is a gift from God. What you do today is your gift back to him. So we got to be great representatives. And so share with us just a little bit about some of your experience with giftings. Can I throw this in real quick? So the Stellar Awards took place, and some of the folks, some of the talk around the corners now is that you had some new artists in the place who are already acting stuck up. How could that be? Who knows you? Who are you? Come on, talk to me. And this is we're guilty as pastors, teachers. Come on, prophets and apostles.
I believe we put ourselves in that position. And we were just mentioning earlier, my brother and I were talking about musicians, how there was a time a musician used to be honored to play at a church service, period. Wow. Didn't matter how many folks was in the service or not, he was honored to be able to display his gift.
Absolutely.
Nowadays, you have to pay them to display a gift that they was blessed by God with. And so what happens is, because of the preacher, the pastors, and I'm one and I can talk on this level, we have made it hard for many other smaller churches to keep a good musician, because we have spoiled them. And because the economy has changed now,
Absolutely.
and the churches are losing members, and then when you lose members, you lose money. Absolutely. Now you're downsizing. And since we're downsizing, the question is, where's God?
Where is God?
But God is there, and he's always been there.
He was there.
We're just not operating in the sense that we're allowing him to take over and take full control. And so even on our show today, we was talking about people who should be at our church. Who should we allow to stay and who should leave? Everyone is not equipped to be at our ministry. Everyone is not there to stay for longevity. Some people is there just to get what they need to get, and that's probably just a little Jesus and move it along the way. Because some people would knock us off our square and get us to be more fleshly than we are spiritual. And always remember, it's not a bad thing, because we're human as well. But in the same token, if you have folks constantly fighting you, and you're not sure of your designated assignment, it can knock you to a place that you'll lose focus on what God called you to do.
So stay right there for a minute, you guys. Stay right there for a minute. So we have to be great representatives of the gift.
Of the gift.
Absolutely.
The gift came from God.
That's right.
And the gift doesn't always entail preaching in a pulpit, Dana.
At all.
Sometimes the gift means in the grocery store, if I'm the person who God has led to pay for the groceries in front of me, I cannot, first of all, you ain't accepting. I don't know if anybody wants to accept anything from a person who has a nasty mouth. You in there cursing. And I know some pastors when I was growing up, and I'm just going back to the pastor for 1 second. I know some pastors when I was growing up, I was out in the clubs. I was in the clubs at that time, and I would see them in the club, and it just bothered me. Now, with our gifts, we are so lackadaisical to the point where we call in righteous, we call it sin righteous and righteous sin. Come on, you know what I'm saying? So,
but that was one of the things that was really rich that, Pastor Cornelius said, was that, you have to understand that your gift does come from God.
Come on.
Now, there tends to be like an integration with it from the natural and from the spiritual aspect, right? Mm-hmm. So there are certain things for me with my gift that I utilize to serve the church for free. Mm-hmm. And then there's certain aspects of that gift that I utilize to actually receive revenue and make a profit. Mm-hmm. There's sometimes we can get that crossed. Mm-hmm. It's just like you said, there's times where people look at it being like a musician who will take that gift and say, okay, you're going to have to pay me for my mm-hmm. talent, not knowing that there's a certain element of serving the ministry that you have to do. It's just like paying tithes. Mm-hmm. It's a percentage in which you give to the ministry. And that's how I personally mm-hmm. feel. Mm-hmm. And then there's a time where sometimes we can get caught into our own passion. And I have been one of those people mm-hmm. that you get caught into your own passion that you tend to whore your gift.
That's good.
So that means that anybody who's willing to accept me for what I am and what I'm doing and my gift, I'm going to give it to anybody and allow myself to be used. So there has to be a balance between the two. Mm-hmm. And I've known that, by me being a member of Greater Love, Greater Works, I've always said, okay, this is a part of me and part of my gift that I use to serve the kingdom. Mm-hmm. And then this is the part of me and a part of my gift that I use to take care of my family.
You know what? Let me make sure I throw this out there as well, Lisette. And you don't need us to say this, but we're going to say it because I happen to be part of the team that pastors Lisette. One of the things we do as pastors, and I want the pastors is, I want you all to call in if you want to congratulate us, or maybe if you just want to call in and ask our guest celebrity host a question about maybe they're walking through their gifts and callings every single day, or what they do when they're not in the church house. Come on here, 708-223-8953, 708-223-8953. One of the things my husband says to Lisette immediately is, Lisette, we don't need you to work for us for free. Absolutely. We don't need you to do anything for us for free. Absolutely. Now, on the other hand, though, what she tithes to our ministry mm-hmm. in her gift, in her calling, mm-hmm. that's all between her and God. We don't Absolutely. Have anything to do with that. Absolutely. But if everything Lisette does as our organizational person, even as one sister to another, guess what? Check this out, y'all. Check this one out. When we go out and we make money, Lisette covers us. When I take Lisette with me, Lisette don't pay for nothing. Lisette, only way Lisette is gonna pay is because I gotta pay. We all paying because I just want to go and be a support to that group or whatever. Mm-hmm. But Lisette don't pay if I pay. If I make a dime, Lisette is supposed to make something off my dime. She covers one sister.
And that's just part of integrity as a leader. That's part of integrity. As a leader, mm-hmm. you're going to have a certain guideline with people who are working, for you and supporting the ministry. Mm-hmm. So, as it does start with the leadership in certain aspects. And what Pastor Cornelius was saying, I totally agree. There sometimes pastors end up spoiling their members on a certain end where now they feel like they got to get paid for everything, for every service, for every piece.
Did we? We just talked about this today. We was talking about serving versus catering to.
Oh, yes.
And yes. We get that confused. Mm-hmm. What we consider what serving is and versus the ones we cater to. Normally, the ones we cater to are the ones that they feel we need them.
So we get gifts in the body.
Absolutely.
Are you telling me we get gifts in the body of Christ?
That's right.
That we cater to?
That's right.
What gifts we cater to?
Your number one is your worship leader.
My Lord.
Your musician. Those that that we believe that help make your church functionable. Mm-hmm. Give it a creative sound. Yeah. We put them up before we even put God up. Mm. Because we feel without those certain pieces, we cannot operate. Oh, and honestly, without him, I don't care how many pieces you have, you won't be able to operate. And so that's why the Lord is not going to stop us. He just don't help us.
You help it now.
You know,
that was a rich key right
there. He won't stop you from doing anything.
I'm gonna sit
He just won't.
He just won't help
sip that tea.
And if you that was something to swallow right there.
There's so many people out here, and we wondering why the church is not closed or they still. We can't control that. God is not helping them operate. They're doing that all on their own. We know when God is in the midst because he promised us signs and wonders.
And
if you don't see signs and wonders, if you don't see fruit,
you know a tree by its fruit.
9 times out of 10, they've been fired.
That is so rich.
But they still working.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Again, Pastor.
9 times out of 10, they've been fired, but they still working.
Seesaw.
Yeah.
Seesaw.
Make sure you guys 708-223-8953 708-223-8953. If you want to call us, you can. Also, can you all every now and then check your live Facebooks and see if we got any comments we want to share. Remember, you're my celebrity host. Talk to us, Dana. His wheels are turning.
I wanted to just because he made this point real quick about catering to people, and I told him one of the biggest mistakes churches make are catering to tithers. Letting the big check writer dictate what you do next in the church.
Oh my God, that's enough to get up and walk out.
Well,
letting the
big check writer dictate what goes on in the church. So let's say if God told you, Pastor Angela, to go and start a homeless ministry, and that you wanted you to use the resources you had to start a homeless ministry to feed people, and you said great, but your big tither said, Sister Angela, we need a new church van, or we want to remodel the kitchen, or we want to remodel the ladies' room.
That's good.
And then if you don't do that, then Mr. Big Tither or Sister Big Tither said, well, I ain't gonna write no check no more.
That's it.
Put a pin in it.
Yes,
Don't
I know you
do. Oh my God, this is getting rich.
That was rich.
Go ahead, caller. Can you tell us your name and where you're calling from?
Hello, this is Sherry. I'm calling from Dallas.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi, honey. How are you?
I am good.
Calling to wish you a happy anniversary.
Thank you, Sherry. Do you hear the single Pastor Park sitting down on the end talking about, hey?
Hey, Sherry, how you doing?
Sherry.
How's your day going, Sherry?
Did you hear him, Sherry?
Yes, I hear y'all leave me alone.
Sherry, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sherry, before you go, can you please tell us, of course, what do you believe to be, how do we meet? How about that? Real quick, how do we meet, Sherry?
We met through our work. You were driving the employee bus, and I was on your bus, and we just became fast friends.
And then, of course, you joined our church.
Yes,
We're still your pastors.
Huh?
I said, we're still your pastors, Pastor Rob and I.
Yes, you are.
Sherry, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it. I really do, for you calling in. Don't forget to listen to us every month, okay?
773.
I'm not, because of course I will keep you on the phone too long, and I got to go back to this. I put a pin in what, of course, Elder Dana was saying. But keep listening, okay?
Inbox.
Okay. Did you hear Pastor Parksy say inbox him? Love you. You need to let your gift make room. Come on here. And so, of course, Elder Dana, you were talking about how because of the gifts.
Yes.
So check this out.
Yes.
So right in the midst of our organization called the church, we take the tither who pays the most. Come on, I'm making it.
We do that with the tither.
Come on.
We cater to the tither.
Come on.
And then we cater to the person that's been there for the longest. So you can be someplace
That's good.
for a long time. Like you have people who've been in church 40 years and have no relationship with Jesus, but they've been a member of your church for 40 years.
You better say that.
So because they've been coming there and sister so-and-so has been sitting in the same seat, because that's where her mama sat, that's where her grandmama sat, we marched in with you, we did all this, we got rights. And you really don't. Absolutely. I mean, if the truth be told, you really don't. I know what they say when they bring you in and they shake your hand and they give you the right hand of fellowship and tell you have all the rights and privileges of any other member of such and such Baptist church. Yeah. I know that's what they say when they take you in. However, comma, there is no room for me to hold Angela in higher regard because she writes out of the blue whenever the Spirit move her, she writes a $4,000-$5,000 check. Absolutely. When Sister Lisette gives faithfully, her 50, and it's killing her to give her 50. But she doing it. But we every time you show up with a check, we got to have a party and it's a meeting. We want to thank Sister so and so. We over that. We over that. It's time out for that.
That's catering.
That's catering. That's catering.
Yeah, that's catering.
So I'm right back to the beginning, which is we must be great representatives.
Yes.
Of the gift.
Got to be a great steward of your gift.
And be a great steward. Today is a gift from God.
Yeah, you have to
be a great steward.
The problem, in order to represent something, you got to have ownership of it.
Come on.
And if you don't have the proper ownership on it, you're going to do whatever you want to do with it. Yeah. You can give me a gift, but I might not take care of it more than if I go out and purchase it myself. Because you gave it to me, I appreciate the gift, but because I brought it for myself, I'm going to take care probably more. Absolutely. Because I spent my own money. You didn't spend you spent your money, and I don't care about you spending your money, but it came out of my pocket now, so I got to take good care of this.
So where there's no appreciation
of the gift,
failure is inevitable.
It is.
Can we?
Yes, we can.
Talking about gifting. And just not to switch, if you take some of the most talented people we've ever seen, and I'll use one, and you're saying it to be funny or mean, but let's just use Whitney Houston.
Boy, I thought you were going to say Chance. I was going to say, don't you say nothing about Chance?
No, I ain't got nothing bad to say about that.
I know you do.
But let's take Whitney Houston. Amazing gift.
Come on, we want to talk about
amazing gift. I mean, one of the most blessed voices, just you've ever heard. And you saw what happens when you don't take care of your gift. Yes. When she tried, to make that comeback, what we heard was horrible. Yeah. And it was scary because it's like, oh my God, what happens when you don't take care of your gift? Now, fast forward to a male version who was going down the same path, Charlie Wilson. Charlie Wilson was on that same path, drugs, all of that, lost everything he had, but he took care of his gift. Yes, because the voice is what makes the money. Yes, he took care of his gift, and now Charlie Wilson been on tour. How old is Charlie Wilson? About 800.
Okay.
Charlie Wilson been around, but he is still.
Charlie Wilson is 800.
Charlie Wilson.
He has to be.
I remember him with the Gap Band back in the day, and I think I was like 5. So, but I'm just saying, but he is still out there doing his thing. And we have to get to a point where we recognize that we have these gifts only for a little while.
Only for a little while.
Let's
these platforms only for a little while.
There you go, the platform, because the giftedness will always remain. Romans 11:29 says our gift is irrevocable. We can't lose it, but you can react in a delayed process. You can be in a place that you know how a person sit out for so amount of time and don't operate in this gift, and you can see the rustiness. You can see they need to get their rhythm back. And most people that's operating in the church right now is operating on a delayed principle because we have taken time out of not doing what the Lord called us. So now we're playing catch up.
That is so key, because when he said that, and when Elder just said, you have to realize that there also is a change and a maturity that comes behind your gift. So you can't operate in a gift, like when you were a senior or when you were a freshman in that particular gift, a babe in that particular gift, you operated a certain way. But as God continues to mature that gift, you must have the willingness to change as God shifts you, and what tends to happen for situations that happen like with Whitney Houston and other people who are totally talented is that gift, instead of honing in, sometimes we get a little, how can I say, a little big-headed when it comes to certain things.
That's a good way.
We walk in the spirit of pride. Sometimes, you get to that point, and I'm a real huge hip hop fan. So when you see like a person who has this skill, they go in so hard and they, you know, and they come in so fresh and they're so determined to get to that place. Mm-hmm. And then when they get to that particular place, then you start seeing them slack off. Mm-hmm. You know, you start seeing their gift a little weakened. You know, for instance, like Lil Wayne. I was one of the people that I thought that in one particular point in time when I was, you know, on that particular route of hip hop, I was, you know, Lil Wayne was so talented to me. Wow. When he was in that booth and he spit those bars, I said, that boy is going to be something. And he was. And he grew into a phenomenal artist. Mm-hmm. And when he got to a certain peak mm-hmm. in his gift, mm-hmm. you start seeing him decline. He started getting distracted. And we know we can fall easy under distractions as we're growing and God is growing us. And yes, the distractions become more and more, you know, prominent. They're there. You know, they either throw you off. You got some people that like to stroke your ego mm-hmm. and put you on a pedestal. Now they're worshiping you. And then you start replacing yourself where God was, right? In your gift. Now your gift is what made this, not the fact that God gave it to you.
But what about this, you guys? What about this? Something that I of course, I thank God so much because Pastor Parks, Elder Lisette, your church, as a pastor mm-hmm. who's married with a family, you're going to have the first set of churched up in your house. Mm-hmm. And so the Lord has opened up my husband and my heart so until all we got in our house is the church. So we know how to deal with every kind of issue because we got it in our church house. Come on. Mm-hmm. So I tell women, when you're married, your husband is your first pastor. Oh, I don't care who get offended by that. That's how it goes. But here's the deal. But so we got church in our own homes. You all, what do we do? What hurts me to no end, we're not taking any more commercials. What hurts me to no end is when you've got a gift in your house, mm-hmm. in your immediate church, mm-hmm. your church, and you know, I'm talking about that gift could be a gift of artistry. Mm-hmm. You may have a young man, young mm-hmm. woman in your church who can sing mm-hmm. more than just G, mm-hmm. sing more than that. You have they're gifted, mm-hmm. fully breasted in gifts. Mm-hmm. And so you have them in your home, you have them in your church, Pastor Parks, and they seem to keep running up against the brick walls. Mm-hmm. What do we do, Dana? What can we do? This is where we need to be ending up. I'm so tired of the church that's blinged out. Really you buying cars and houses. I'm sorry. You need to repent, men and women of God, and go back to what are we really raising the money for?
There's two. Okay, I'm gonna stick to the first part of that. There's two parts. There are those who are in the church who have gifts, but because of the people who don't yet want to sit down, they aren't allowed to function in their gift.
That is
there are those, and I'm trying not to stay in trouble. No, I really don't.
Get in trouble.
They keep me on I stay under the microscope, but look at Parks down there, right? And see, mine is a different kind of trouble. But anyway, exactly. You have people who are talented in areas where it could be. Let's just use this for example. Let's say you are awesome when it comes to organizational skills and finance and things mm-hmm. like that. And there are people who are at the church in that position now who aren't that great. Mm-hmm. And it shows in their work. Mm. And then okay, when I'm seeing y'all, pray for me. And then you come along and it's like people see the talent in you and want you to come and do it. But the problem is these other people who know they're way past their time mm-hmm. in the spot. Yeah. Or as Park said earlier, they've been fired already. God fired them 6 years ago. Oh, yeah. But they still sitting in the seat. Yeah. They still sitting in the seat. Yeah. And so you're not allowed to operate. The same thing happens in music ministries. It happens throughout now then there's the flip side. Cool. There's those who have the gift who will refuse to operate in it. Yeah. Because I unfortunately I've been at a place where I've seen musicians who can read music and who will know everything needs to be known, but will sit back and rather laugh at you and watch you fail and fall than to get up and support
Wish you well and hope you feel.
Let me say this, and you said something so interesting, because normally those are the ones that attract their own.
Yeah.
Wow. Say it again.
Those are the type that attract their own. They know. To be honest with you, I used to feel like why I couldn't come on certain platforms, why I couldn't have certain areas that I know that the Lord had called
that you can work in.
And however, the Lord is preparing because there are seats that's filled in the flesh but vacant in the spirit realm.
Come on here.
That He's going to allow a shift, fresh wind.
It's going on right now.
To flow. And in our pruning stages,
now that is so
we have to make sure that when it's time for the shift,
I'm ready.
That we're ready.
Proper planning prevents poor performance.
Exactly. And I believe in the season of process, before they built this place, they had to have a plan.
Yes.
In order, we talked about it has to be a plan.
It has to be a plan.
They just couldn't go by the wood and all that and just start building.
Right.
They had to look at some stuff first.
Absolutely.
To make sure, number one, they had a foundation.
Why do you think Lisette and I, Elder Lisette and I, are fighting to kind of have some stake? Only because God called me. I mean, I have nothing to do with it. I mean, I'm just doing what He called me to do. And I get literally sick to my stomach if I'm not doing what He called me to do. Why is she having, why are we having such a hard time? And I shouldn't even have to crack no glass ceilings. I'm a woman of God. He called me, and it's in the Word. In my last days, I'm going to pour out my Spirit on all flesh. Why are we still fighting to get a stake in this thing?
The simplicity of this. The Lord never expected us to give anyone an explanation for what He called us to do.
Absolutely.
He never, and that's one of our biggest problems. We're fighting trying to defend what He called.
Why I'm doing what I'm doing.
And that's not our job. Our job is to continue to go. When Nehemiah was on the wall, the Lord sent many, the enemy sent many people to try to distract him. But because he knew purpose, he knew his mission, he knew what he was called to do, that he didn't allow the talk of the people. He didn't allow the darts, the rocks being thrown at him, because he knew one thing. He was on a mission from God.
Did y'all hear me read this intro on Pastor Parks? Y'all didn't hear. I said each one of you all are representing me. This is what I said about you before I got you on. I said he's coming through here like y'all tripping. I'm already here. Right. I've been here. I'm out here doing the work because I don't really care nothing about this pulpit. Absolutely. I'm out and I'm saying, what?
Seriously.
Talk to us, Lisette.
Oh my God. So just piggybacking off of Pastor Cornelius again, it's
what are you doing with the gift?
It's being able to walk in that gift and just not worry about what people think, what people say, how people, like a lot of times when it came to me expressing what God has called me to do, everyone always had this certain level. You're being measured by your credentials. You're being measured by, your experience. You're measured by your connections and who you're connected with. It's so many different, stipulations that you find yourself being like this. Let me prove this to you. Let me explain this to you so that you can validate me, knowing that God already validated me. I don't need your validation about what I'm doing. All I got to do is just walk this thing out and allow God and only God to dictate what's going on and send you through that journey. I was talking to one of my my Theta sisters last night, and we were talking about the same thing. I was one of those people pleasers. So it's like, whatever you want me to do, I'm going to do it because I want you to be happy and validate and speak up for me. I always expect that, if I did a good job, I would have enough advocates around me to speak on the behalf of what I'm capable of doing.
But
go ahead.
You know what that done for you? It knocked you out of alignment.
Yes, it did.
Because now you're not in position to receive the oil.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And because you're pleasing everyone. And honestly, let me say this. That's a typical response.
Yes.
Because we all have been in a situation where we have allowed ourselves to be pleasing to people.
Absolutely.
Not intentionally, but because we want a fan base or like base.
Absolutely.
And that we don't want everybody to go against us.
Absolutely.
So there's some type of compromising that we do. But truth of the matter, and even me talking today, I'm really helping myself as well. Because if the Lord called us to do it, then we got to trust that He's going to continue to make the provision for it to get done. And some battles, He says, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord.
Of course, I think we got on another call. Hey, go ahead, caller. Can you give us your name and where you're calling from?
What's up, Angela? This is
Mikhail. Hey, Pastor Mikhail.
What's up? I was calling in to say it's your anniversary for ministry, right?
Yes, it is.
Hey, I want to say y'all the realest people in ministry that I know. Hey, make sure you keeping it real so you can expose all these lying fools out here. You know how
bodybuilders. Okay, bodybuilders.
Keep disrupting the status quo because that's what needs to happen.
Come on.
Stay real. And most of all, what I love about you and your husband, you guys are authentic and transparent. It's one thing to be in ministry, it's another thing to be authentic and transparent while you're doing it. So I speak blessings on y'all now, and I thank God I ran into you. I think I met you because you were having a seminar on Intellectual Radio about mental health.
Yes, I was.
That's how I met you.
Yes, we did.
From then on, it was a match made in heaven. So I do appreciate you too. I like listening to Rob. I like listening to you. And it's just, you guys are cut from a different cloth. You've been in ministry for a while. You're one of these people, Angela, that you sound traditional, but ain't nothing traditional about you. So I don't know how that works, but let God continue to use you as a bridge. Appreciate y'all, love and respect you. Love y'all with all that.
Thank you so much. Love you, brother. Love you so much. Of course, we're going to talk to you soon, okay? All right, bye. Of course, that's our Arthur of So You Call Yourself a Leader. Y'all don't want to hear what he got to say. Oh my God. Oh my God.
No, he did the show with us at
yes, he did at Lifeline. Listen at this. And so as we're getting ready, of course, we're going to be counting down in about a good 4 minutes. I want you each to talk to us about what you're going to do at your own churches or your own organizations, companies to encourage the next set of leaders to move through and come on and of course represent the gift so that God will get the glory.
One, you give them opportunity.
Give them opportunity.
And then before opportunity, you have to assess them that they can recognize their spiritual gifts.
Assess them.
A lot of people in church operating in areas that they wasn't called to operate in.
That's good.
Just to fulfill a slot.
Yeah.
And they're uncomfortable, not in the way of God don't want them to be comfortable.
Yeah.
They're uncomfortable because they wasn't called to do what they've been doing.
So you got the finance committee lead, Urshan.
But then even people on finance committee don't have jobs.
They don't. Yeah.
That's backwards.
Yeah.
You don't want people on the finance committee should be ones who pay your money. I mean, be honest with you. They're good with finances.
Right.
You don't need someone who is so much debt that over your money. That you don't want that.
You know, now my mama I'm gonna just tell y'all, my mama go to Beulah Missionary Baptist Church, and I promise you, she sits on the finance committee. She said that one of the deacons of the church called him one day and told him, Kathy, tell Pastor Angela, Pastor Rob that I said don't have nobody over their money who have problems with finances or who's in a bunch of debt. Now let us say this so we can make this disclosure. We know that sometimes you're gonna go through things, okay? But my thing is this right here is that of course you still have to have balance. And how about seek out your pastor to ask for help? Hey, it's your girl, Pastor Angela Johnson. Go ahead and give us your name and where you're calling from.
Miss Sherry again, because you're tapping right into where I am. You know, that was one of my desires was people working in their area of gifting. And that's something that we got too many people, as one of the pastors said, too many people in positions like they got a seatbelt on them. They need to rise and fly.
That's true.
There's so many people who are working in areas that are not in gifting, or who their time has passed, and it's time to pass the torch on to
call me later.
Fresher ideas, younger people who have a different mindset.
Yeah. We're probably gonna have to do this show over, do it again, Sherry, a part 2, because we never have enough time. But we thank you so much for calling in, giving us your comment. You know, I know what you do for a living, right? You encourage the body. God bless. Okay, honey. Okay, so of course we had more calls, and of course we got to wind it down. But guess what? We got 1 minute. Dana, what are you gonna do to encourage?
I'm just gonna tell people to keep speaking the truth.
That's good.
Keep speaking the truth. Despite the harm it may cause you, it'll be worth it in the end.
What you gonna do on the set?
I'm just gonna continue to provide resources and tools and information and services to help my people expand in their gifts. That's what I'm called to do. That's what I'm
God is so good. Y'all know what I love about this group that I'm sitting here with? First of all, y'all keep me pumped. But second, TTLO got a show Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So we're going to do part 2 over there. You know, we're going to make it all like this right here. That's what we're going to do. Yeah. So anyway, of course, this is your girl, Pastor Angela Johnson. One sister to another. Don't y'all forget to hang out with me this coming Friday. I'm going to be with Pipes Ministries, giving the word on Friday night at the Comfort Inn Suites right there in Lombard. And then April 22nd, we're going to be traveling up to Benton Harbor. We're going to speak to the cancer survivors and caregivers, some of the board members. We're going to talk to them about not throwing in the towel. I'm so excited about being able to do that. April 30th, our women are going to be having our Women's Day, 17 West, 620 Reardon, Villa Park, Illinois, 60181. If you're going to navigate, Greater Love, Greater Works, Outreach International, all Women's Day. God is the thing. And we're going to be doing it at 2 p.m. Bling Teas Brunch. Please send your folks. Robert Johnson, 809 at gmail.com is where you pay. Robert Johnson, 809 at gmail.com is where you, of course, secure your tickets. We want all you businesses, all you ministries, radio stations. Look, if you think you want to, of course, share your information with other folk, you're going to be able to do that if you just inbox Lisette Hurt or myself, Angela L. Johnson. The flyer is out there right there on my page. All you got to do is text I want to be a part to Lisette Hurt. Okay, I'm getting ready to go. It's been fun, and I'll be back next month, April the 26th, I think, 27th. Last Monday in the month, you'll find me, one sister to another. Inspiration, godly revelation, and I done forgot my own tagline. Today is a gift from God. What you do today is your gift back to Him. Celebrate Jesus. 24 years, we doing it. God bless. I can't turn around. No.